Hello, this is Anthony Valentine. Welcome to this short video of a Swift Kontiki on the Fiat Ducato chassis, 2.5 turbo diesel, and it's the 640/6, so in other words 6 berth. So we'll just do a quick pan round on the outside. So I believe it's 1990 vintage, that makes it 29 years young. In quite good condition, I'm sure you'll agree, for the age. The last two lady owners have owned it for 17 years. The last lady has had it for 10 years and has just completed a tour of Scotland. That was a couple of weeks ago. It was serviced last month. Also MOT'd without a single advisory, would you believe? They're downsizing, the last owner, so it's coming to my ownership and control. So it's on an eBay auction. You decide the price. Please listen carefully. There is no buy it now price. I'll let the market decide. It's a very simple formula, but we know I'll be inundated with emails and text and phone calls. How much can I buy it now? What's your lowest price? What is your last price? I think you get the message, folks. I've been in the industry a long time. I'm in no rush. Let the market decide. I've got a few more eBay auctions coming up shortly, so if you look on my other items you will see. Also, if you search Camper Nerd on YouTube, you will come across my newer reviews on motorhomes, and I also stock newer motorhomes, obviously more expensive, at campernerd.com. But here, let's get back to the matter in hand. This is cheap, on sale, with no reserve, to the highest winning bidder on eBay. It's as simple as that. I know you still won't resist to ring me up and getting excited at 99p or £200. I'm going away tomorrow is another excuse. I need a motorhome today. Well, you'll have to go and buy one, because this won't be available until the end of the sale. So last owner has had a repair orchestrated there, and as you can see it's a little bit over it, so it wouldn't take much to stitch that into a thing, but no, for the age, she's very presentable. .5 diesel turbo, non-power steering. The last owner was a HGV driver. It never bothered him, but there is no power steering, so there's no getting away from it. It is a bit tight to park and at low speed, but of course once you're cruising it makes no difference. So we'll just start her up. The last owner said he used to give it 2 sets of heat. So there's one. There's the second. He said he would then just apply a little bit of throttle and it would always start. Now I'm looking at the battery. I'll show you the battery area shortly, but for me that battery's not quite big enough. So it starts up, as you can see there, but for my money it would benefit from a higher ampere battery. 91,000 miles, that's fully warranted. I think there was one hiccup on an MOT history, so if you look on the MOT history you'll find 2 different mileages. Oh, just one thing to point out, the horn had a faulty switch, so they just overrode it and put the horn button there. There's some remote controls for, well, looks like the Goodmans. It's a bit vintage. Cassette. There is a CD player in the leisure part, as it were, but I don't know whether that works. The reversing camera does not work, but at least all the wiring's there if you want to look into that. Yeah, not bad at all. Normally where they go on the corner here, but no. That could have... Yeah, I would say that's been painted at some stage in its life, but it is 29 years old, so same with the wheel arches, but no. Very presentable. So we'll just... diesel here, we'll just undo the bonnet. So yeah, for my money, that battery is definitely too small, because there's clearly the area here to put a higher amperage battery. But the customer, the last owner of 10 years, she said it's been starting fine, just 2 sets of heat. So, but for me, I'd change that to a higher duty battery. No, it's quite presentable. Brand spanking new spur tyre, all solid, nice and dry. So it looks like 4,000 kilograms there. So I'll just quick pan in on any areas of interest. It's clearly had an awning at some stage, so there's the 2 holes that have been blanked out there, middle one there, and this one here. Now this has created a little bit of historic damp in the side in that cupboard. It's isolated just in that area, so I'll show you inside the cupboard. I like to show you the good and the bad, so there's no surprises. But clearly those seals should have been sealed better, or they weren't in. But no, outside is okay. So there's room here for the gas bottles. The last owners removed the gas bottles for the new motorhome and the gas regulator. There's no gas bottle on, so I've not tested any of the equipment. I have plugged it in, however, on the mains, and the fridge was working and all the electrics were working inside nicely on the mains. Storage there, all good tyres all round. Just showing a few little stains, but what that is, I'm sure, is the drain hole from the carry box. So you've got a carry box inside there at the rear part. That comes to there, so you can put all your accessories, bikes or anything on there, or smelly fishing tackle, strap them in there nicely. But in there it has a drain plug and it comes down there, so if you can imagine, that drain plug's been using excess water from the roof for 29 years, so that's probably what that's all about. Tow bar. I've inspected for otters, have not found an otter on board yet. There might be one hidden somewhere, so that'll be a bonus in the sale. Small little crack here, little indentation, clearly someone's stroked past something and got a bit close. But no, I've seen a lot worse in the industry. She's in fine fettle for the year, well above average. But as I will always say, bid and assume the worst and hope for the best. So it's no good ringing me up, folks, and asking, is this working, is that working? Can I have a 129 point AA inspection? This is 29 years old, on sale with no reserve. Bid, I can't be any more honest with the pictures and the video and the paperwork trail. Assume the worst and hope for the best. So stepping inside, at some stage she's had new lino fitted. That wasn't by the last owner, so that's been down for at least 29 years, at least 10 years rather. So starting in the back, we've got the rear U-shaped lounge. There's a concertina system that pulls out there. Those cushions pull together and that will make out a double bed. In fact, a rather large double bed. In the bathroom, I'll switch the light on. There's the table in its nice little place. So that table will sit independently in the middle there, but of course, as it's got its own legs, you can take that outside to use al fresco, as it were. So we're just looking, let's switch the lights on. We've got a full set of reading lights either side. So 2 reading lights there. The 2 reading lights here. All the blinds operate nicely. He says that one's a little bit stiff. No, it isn't. It's just a bit tricky with one hand on the camera, but it's the same for all the blinds, no problem. So yeah, all the cupboards are nice and clean. Everything's opening and closing. There's your control panel, so you've got all the electrics on the leisure battery, and this one has been upgraded to have 2 leisure batteries. I'll show you that right now actually. Actually, I got it wrong there. Yes, that's the van battery under the front of the bonnet. You've got the 2 leisure batteries, and this behind, I believe, is a fuse for the fridge. We've got a safe here. I assume it's got 2 full sets of keys, so we must have a key for it. Wine holders and cup holders. So under here we have another vanity mirror. Someone's closed it too hard and put a rip there, or a crack. On here we remove this drawer, follows, and lo and behold, and he changed those a few years ago, a couple of years ago in fact I was told. So there's 2 85 amp leisure batteries. They both seem to be holding their charge. Gas heater. So coming back, we're just going to have a look in this cupboard now. So this is the cupboard in question. So you can see clearly someone has removed the awning, not the last owner, but that has left, not been sealed properly at some stage. The owner said now that it has seemed to have not got any worse and seems to be dry. It's touch dry, but clearly, and that panel is just a little bit squidgy, but it goes underneath here. It's quite solid here, so it's just isolated in that area. So you've got a couple of options there. Leave it as it is, make sure do a belt and braces reseal on there, or you can repanel it in there. But last owner have had that for a few years with no problem, but that unfortunately creeped out into the historic stain in the roof there, so it's just there on that side that's creeped across. Everywhere else is nice. Again, all the roof is nice, bone dry everywhere. But there, again, there's just an isolated spot here that's clearly been sealed years ago, but that's the only one in the front of the cab area. Nice clean cupboards again above the kitchen. We've got a fan still working. Nice kitchen area, spotless. Testament to the last 2 ladies of 17 years, they've clearly looked after it. The top of the oven would benefit from a little bit of a paint. Inside the oven's quite clean. Lots of cupboard space. Cutlery drawer. 3-way fridge, which again I'm told off the last owner is fully working. You'll have to test that out for yourself. I have plugged it into the mains and I can confirm that that's fridging up very nicely indeed. A couple of outs here. Just go and pop into the wardrobe. It's got an inverter, which I'm told off the last owner it's fully functional and working. Nice feature. Also a solar panel, which I'm also told is charging up the leisure batteries. I've not checked the parking sensor. Just a quick look in the bathroom. Shower tray. The last owner said the hot water was never working when they purchased it, but they never bother with showers, so we know for definite that the hot water is not heating. So I'm not sure whether it's not heating on the electric or the gas or both, So that will require some attention if you so wish for hot showers. Is there any seatbelts lurking in here? Oh yes there is, look at that. 2 forward facing lap belts. So you've got 2 lap belts there, as well as obviously the 2 laps. So you've got 4 forward facing seats with seat belts. So that again will create, they will come together and create a double bed. Or you can pull these slides out. Yeah, these slides. If you pull that out, they'll come out. That one, and that will create a big queen size bed there. You can see what's happening there. That's coming out quite wide there. And that's about it. I'll just do a quick sweep outside. So it's on sale with no reserve, no buy it now price. I've got some other campers due on in the next couple of days, so feel free to look at my other items, or if you want to meet me or view my more expensive motorhomes, I'm at campernerd.com, or feel free to search YouTube for my YouTube review channel, which again is called Camper Nerd. So she's got 11 months MOT, she's just been serviced last month. Just ready for its next owner and the new adventures to come. Any questions, any sensible questions, not how much I'm taking for it, are welcome. The phone's on 9 till 9, 7 days a week. 0798 526 1078. 0798 526 1078. Good luck with your bidding.